In men over 50, prostate conditions are common, causing symptoms such as pain when urinating, and needing to go to the bathroom more often. Research has shown that consuming certain foods may have negative effects on your prostate health. The most common issues include benign prostatic hyperplasia, also known as BPH, prostate cancer, and prostatitis. In this video, we'll be discussing the 10 worst foods that can negatively impact your prostate health, and the exact reasons why they are bad for your prostate. Take a look and consider reducing your intake of these foods or avoiding them if you have an enlarged prostate. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest health tips. Now, let's jump right in. The prostate is a small, walnut-shaped gland that is part of the male reproductive system. It is positioned just below the bladder, surrounding the urethra and located in front of the rectum. The main function of the prostate is to add fluid to the semen, helps propel semen through the urethra during ejaculation, and plays a role in regulating hormone production and urine flow. The prostate is susceptible to three main conditions: prostatitis, benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, and prostate cancer. Prostatitis, characterized by inflammation or swelling of the prostate gland, can lead to discomfort, pain, and difficulties with urination. Chronic prostatitis is a common condition that can affect men of all ages and backgrounds, with approximately 5% experiencing symptoms at some point in their lives. Common symptoms of prostatitis include pain or burning sensation when urinating, difficulty urinating, such as dribbling or hesitant urination, frequent urination, particularly at night, urgent need to urinate, cloudy urine, and blood in the urine. Benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, refers to the non-cancerous enlargement of the prostate gland. As men age, the prostate naturally undergoes a growth process, resulting in an increase in size. BPH is the most common prostate problem among men over the age of 50. Approximately 50% of men between 51 and 60 years old are affected, and this number rises to about 90% in men aged over 80. Common symptoms of BPH include frequent or urgent need to pee, also called urination, weak urine stream, or a stream that stops and starts, not being able to fully empty the bladder, dribbling at the end of urination, peeing more often at night, and trouble starting to pee. Prostate cancer refers to the growth of cancerous cells inside the prostate, which may break out of the gland and affect other parts of the body, causing no signs or symptoms in its early stages. Prostate cancer that's more advanced may cause signs and symptoms such as decreased force in the stream of urine, losing weight without trying, trouble urinating, blood in the urine, blood in the semen, erectile dysfunction, and bone pain. Now, let's delve into the 10 worst foods for prostate health that you should avoid to reduce the risk of prostatitis, an enlarged prostate, and prostate cancer. Just a quick reminder, this video is for educational purposes only. If you have any medical concerns, please consult your doctor. The first worst food is alcohol. Alcohol, acting as a diuretic, can increase urination frequency and potentially worsen prostate problems. Additionally, it functions as a solvent, capable of harming liver cells and triggering hormonal imbalances. When combined with medications, especially alpha blockers like tamsulosin and siladosin, alcohol may interfere, raising the risk of low blood pressure and potentially causing fainting upon standing. Results from the prostate cancer prevention trial show that heavy alcohol consumption and regular heavy drinking are associated with increased risks of high-grade prostate cancer. Other studies indicate that giving up alcohol has led to improvements in prostatitis symptoms for many men. Research from the early life alcohol intake in high-grade prostate cancer suggests that men who consumed as greater than or equal to 7 drinks per week at ages 15 to 19 had increased odds of high-grade prostate cancer diagnosis, with similar findings for ages 20 to 29, 30 to 39, and 40 to 49. Considering the cumulative effect, alcohol intake over a lifetime may significantly increase the risk of contracting advanced cancer. Therefore, it is wise to avoid heavy drinking or quit alcohol consumption if you have an enlarged prostate. The second worst food is fried foods. There is evidence suggesting that cooking methods involving high heat may increase the risk of prostate cancer. Fried foods, including donuts, fried chicken, and French fries, might be linked to an increased risk of prostate cancer. Research on the consumption of deep-fried foods and the risk of prostate cancer suggests a positive association with the risk of prostate cancer for those who consume high-heat food once a week or more. Potential mechanisms include the formation of potentially carcinogenic agents such as aldehydes, acrolein, heterocyclic amines, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, and acrylamide. While individual study results may vary, a systematic review and meta-analysis of the relationship between fried food consumption and prostate cancer risk showed that higher intake of fried foods was associated with a 35% increased risk of prostate cancer. The third worst food is processed foods. Processed foods refer to food items that have undergone various mechanical or chemical processes during their preparation. These processes are typically applied to raw ingredients to transform them into a consumable product. While processed foods have become a common part of modern diets, they often contain high levels of unhealthy fats, excessive sodium, additives, preservatives, and artificial ingredients. These additives are used to extend shelf life, enhance flavors, and improve convenience. Unfortunately, these components contribute to inflammation, oxidative stress, and hormonal imbalances, negatively affecting prostate health. Examples of processed foods include fast food, processed meats, packaged snacks, canned food, ready-to-eat meals, soft drinks, ham, and sausage rolls. A research study conducted in Montreal, Canada, from 2005 to 2012 revealed that higher intakes of processed foods are associated with an increased risk of prostate cancer. It's generally advisable to be mindful of the nutritional content of processed foods and opt for whole, minimally processed foods when possible for a healthier diet. The fourth worst food is caffeine. The relationship between caffeine and prostate health is a complex topic, and research findings can be mixed. While some studies suggest potential associations between high caffeine intake and certain aspects of prostate health, others do not find significant correlations. On the positive side, some research has indicated that moderate caffeine consumption may have protective effects against prostate cancer. However, findings from the National Health and Nutrition Examination surveys indicate that excessive caffeine intake, equivalent to around 2 or more cups of coffee per day, has been associated with an increased risk of severe urinary incontinence in men. Caffeine, known for its diuretic properties, can increase urine output and is considered a urinary tract irritant. Men with prostate problems should completely avoid all caffeinated beverages, including coffee, sodas, and energy drinks. While caffeine can offer benefits in moderation, an average man should limit daily consumption to no more than 400 mg, roughly equivalent to about 4 cups of brewed coffee. The fifth worst food is spicy foods. Spicy foods, particularly those containing chili and hot peppers, are strong irritants to the bladder and prostate. For individuals dealing with urinary problems, including those associated with prostate issues, spicy foods may worsen symptoms such as urgency, incontinence, and a burning sensation during urination. This is especially relevant for men with a history of prostatitis. In a survey conducted by the National Institutes of Health found that 47.4% of men with chronic prostatitis reported that the consumption of spicy foods, chili, and hot peppers aggravated their prostatitis symptoms. However, it's essential to note that not all spicy foods are necessarily detrimental. Some spicy peppers, for instance, contain capsaicin, a compound that has shown benefits for the prostate. The challenge lies in balancing the potential benefits with the potential negatives. When in doubt or if experiencing prostate-related symptoms, individuals may choose to limit their intake of spicy foods to avoid exacerbating any discomfort or irritation. As with any dietary considerations, consulting with a healthcare professional can provide personalized advice based on individual health circumstances. The sixth worst food is sugar. Many foods, including cake, sodas, candies, desserts, and sweetened snacks, are rich in sugar. Candy, cookies, cakes, pastries, ice cream, and other sweet treats often contain significant amounts of added sugars. A diet consistently rich in refined sugars and carbohydrates may contribute to insulin resistance, a condition where the body's cells have a reduced response to insulin. Furthermore, consuming sugary foods can lead to increased weight gain, inflammation, and various adverse effects on overall health. There is growing evidence that dietary intake of sugars may be a risk factor for prostate cancer and can elevate the concentration of serum prostate-specific antigen. Evidence from the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey indicates that the total dietary intake of sugars is independently and positively associated with serum PSA concentrations in adult American males without a personal history of malignant tumors. When evaluating your sugar intake, it's advisable to read food labels and be mindful of ingredients indicating added sugars. Example: sucrose, high fructose corn syrup, agave nectar. Opting to replace sugary foods and beverages with fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds is not only beneficial for prostate health but also provides essential nutrients contributing to overall well-being. The seventh worst food is dairy products. Dairy products, particularly those high in saturated fats like full-fat varieties, are known to induce inflammation in the body. Furthermore, certain dairy products may contain naturally occurring or added hormones commonly used in the farming industry, which have the potential to disrupt hormonal balance and adversely affect prostate health. According to a systematic review and meta-analysis of cohort studies, dairy product and calcium intakes have been associated with an increased risk of prostate cancer. Specifically, high intakes of dairy products, milk, low-fat milk, cheese, and total, dietary, and dairy calcium, but not supplemental or non-dairy calcium, may increase total prostate cancer risk. In a case control study conducted in Western Australia during 2001 and 2002, an elevated risk of benign prostatic hyperplasia was associated with increasing intake of high-fat dairy products. For adults without prostate issues, moderate consumption of dairy can be part of a healthy and nutritious diet. However, individuals with prostate problems are advised to limit or avoid dairy foods, particularly those high in saturated fats. Instead, consider incorporating dairy alternatives such as almond milk, soy milk, or oat milk into your diet. These options provide essential nutrients without potentially negatively impacting prostate health. The eighth worst food is eggs. Eggs are a nutritious food source containing protein, vitamins, and minerals, and they can be part of a balanced diet. However, moderation is key, as excessive consumption of certain dietary components, including eggs, may have implications for health. In a survey of egg, red meat, and poultry intake and risk of lethal prostate cancer in the prostate, men who consumed 2.5 or more eggs per week had an 81% increased risk of lethal prostate cancer compared with men who consumed less than 0.5 eggs per week. In conclusion, consumption of eggs may increase risk of developing a lethal form of prostate cancer among healthy men. Additional studies suggest that consuming 5 or more eggs per week might be associated with an increased risk of mortality from prostate cancer, though not necessarily the risk of developing it. While eggs are nutritious, it is advisable to enjoy them in moderation, ideally avoiding excessive consumption for the best of your prostate health. The 9th worst food is red meat and processed meat. Red meat, such as beef, pork, and lamb, is associated with an increased risk of prostate cancer. Processed meats, which include red meat and poultry products preserved through methods like smoking, curing, salting, and the addition of chemical preservatives, also pose a potential risk. Examples of processed meats include hot dogs, sausages, bacon, and luncheon meats. According to a systematic review and meta-analysis, consumption of red and processed meat have been associated with an increased risk of prostate cancer. This meta-analysis, comprising 25 prospective studies, observed that high consumption of processed meat might be associated with an increased risk of both total prostate cancer and advanced prostate cancer. In conclusion, a higher consumption of both total meat and processed meat may be associated with an increased risk of prostate cancer. A collaborative review on the relationship between dietary patterns, benign prostatic hyperplasia, and erectile dysfunction. Men who consumed red meat at least daily showed a 38% increased risk of BPH compared to those eating red meat less than once per week. The 10 worst food is calcium supplements. Exceeding calcium intake from both diet and supplements could lead to various health issues, including kidney stones, prostate cancer, constipation, calcium buildup in blood vessels, and impaired absorption of iron and zinc. In several observational studies, researchers found that high intakes of calcium may be associated with an increased risk of prostate cancer. According to a systematic review and meta-analysis exploring total calcium intake, dietary and supplementary, and its relationship with prostate cancer, the main age range of the participants was 50 to 70 years. The findings suggest that high calcium intake can be considered a risk factor for total prostate cancer. Therefore, reducing supplementary calcium intake to low or moderate levels may help lower the risk of prostate cancer. While not everyone will experience BPH symptoms, maintaining a healthy prostate depends not only on genetics and age but also on what you eat. Now that you know which foods are not good for your prostate, try to eat less of them. If you found this video helpful and enlightening, please consider subscribing to our channel and hitting the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest content. As always, stay healthy and I'll see you in the next video on the best foods to add to your diet and keep your prostate healthy.